to send a clear message that we do not want our taxes going to war. We don't want our taxes going to genocide. We don't want our taxes going into meddling in other countries' businesses. We want our tax money going to the people, to fund education, to fund housing, to fund healthcare, to fund human rights. All right. Awesome. All right, so let's hear from some of our organizers and comrades. First, I'm going to welcome Paula from the Party for Socialism and Liberation.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Carla Reyes. I am a public school teacher here in New York City. And I want to see a show of hands. How many people got smaller returns than they had normally when they paid their taxes?
I paid.
Yeah. A lot of people got smaller returns.
I paid.
And, a lot of us have really rely on that tax money to pay back debt. I know several people, they're like, I need that money, that refund to pay back my debt. I need it to fund summer camp for my children in the summer because they're still school and they need childcare. And I also need that money to cover car repairs, right? Like, I know quite a few people in those situations, and I'm sure you do too. And now they're not only squeezing us at the grocery store, squeezing us at the gas pump, squeezing us with our rent and our mortgage payments, but on top of all that, there's tariffs, right? Tariffs which are a tax on us because the corporations, while it's really like a tax on them, they don't want to pay that. They're going to offset that for consumers, and we're the consumers. Yeah, shame. And on top of all of that, so there's more on top of more, right? We have zero say in a democracy. We have zero say over how our tax money is spent. This past year, the United States spent $17.9 billion in funding Israel's genocide against the Palestinian people. And in New York City, not New York State, New York City, that number is $560 million of our tax money went to go exterminate the people in Gaza. Do you stand for that?
No!
Do you stand for that?
No!
I want to list out a few things that could have been used, just with the New York City money, that could have been used to fund people's needs here. So, with that $560 million, 1 month's rent could have been paid for 351,000 households. That money could have paid 1 month of groceries for 1,178,000 homes. Sorry, I'm saying that really wrong. I'm a math teacher too. 1,178 families could have had their groceries covered. We could pay for 1 year of health care for over 194,000 children.
Wow.
1 year. You can pay the salaries of 6,116 elementary school teachers.
Wow.
And you can cancel the student loan debt of 14,825 students with that money. Those numbers are huge. Just let that sit with you. What could be done with our taxpayer money? And where did that money come from? It did not come from the CEOs. It did not come from Wall Street. It didn't come from the bankers. It didn't come from the Trump administration and his friends who's surrounded by all these billionaires. No, none of them. That came from our tax dollars. And on top of that, they're making decisions about what to do with it, right? So we have Defense Secretary Hegseth and Trump saying, $1 trillion military budget. That's how much we need. $1 trillion military budget. For what?
For what?
To bomb children?
Right.
Like, it makes no sense. And this is supposedly the land of democracy, the land of the free, right? So what do we say to this $1 trillion military budget? We say we want money for jobs and education, not for war and deportation. In fact, let's cut the military budget by 95%. What do we say to the tax cuts on the rich? Because the tax cuts got deeper for the rich. for the CEOs, for the corporations. As Social Security is on the chopping block, Medicare, the post office is on the chopping block. What do we say to that? Shame. We say tax the rich. We say shame, yes. We also say tax the rich. Yeah. In fact, we say let's abolish all the billionaires. Yeah. We reject Trump's con game. It's a con game. It's a scam to starve public programs of funding. Cutting taxes for the rich now means that in a few years, they're going to say, well, we don't have taxes. We don't have any money. So I guess we have to cut Medicare and Medicaid entirely. I guess we'll have to do away with Social Security. So there's no retirement benefits, like the meager benefits that exist will be gone. And then they're going to sell it off to the highest bidder. Privatize all of it. That's what's going to happen in a few years. And so we say no to that. Here in the PSL, I represent the Party for Socialism and Liberation. We say no to these tax cuts on public goods. We say no to funding genocide. And we believe we need to abolish the billionaire class entirely because they are parasites of the earth that live off of our labor and our work. What we want is a world without billionaires, period. We have the skills in this country to run society. Just look around you. We can educate our youth. We can run data analysis. We can build technology, right? We can figure out public transportation. We can do all of it. We have all the skills. And so we really, as workers, because we run society, we should be the ones in charge making the decisions of where the resources should go, how they should be allocated. And we can make all those decisions. We don't need the billionaires to do any of that. And we don't need the politicians that represent them. Get rid of all of them. Abolish all of them. We don't need them. We need a society run by the working class. We are the workers. And then we'll be able to say, let's have quality education for all. Abolish student debt. Free elder care for all. Free child care for all. We can fund all of people's needs. And then we can live in solidarity and cooperation and peace with the countries of the world too. Because they're using these tax dollars not just to fund genocide. They're funding deportations too of our neighbors and our friends. They're funding corporate handouts. Remember 2008 when the banks got bailed out? That's going to happen time and time again because the politicians intervene on behalf of the billionaires. So get rid of them and we'll have workers intervene on behalf of workers. So I want to end with this. If you're not in an organization, join an organization. Because we need to stop deferring to the leadership of others. Oh, who's going to save us? No one. We're going to save ourselves. So, get organized, join an organization. Because we need to build our own agenda, our own demands, our own vision for how to run society. We will not depend on the Republicans. We will not depend on the Democrats. We will build an independent future that serves the working people of this country and of the world. Thank you.